There are probably a couple things that I can think about and say that I know for sure, right? Growing up, experiencing, being here and experiencing this generational cycle of pain, this darkness that we see in the world. And there's no doubt about it that throughout our earthly journey, we're going to experience some form of pain, whether it be resentment from a parent of not achieving their goals and feeling, bitter that they had to raise children. Not everybody feels that way. Whether it be not liking someone based on the color of their skin, history and culture and race and religion and the gender, their gender, are their choices for how they want to live their life. There's we know about it. We know about bitterness and resentment. We know about how people can project their pain on you physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, not being there for you, to help you navigate your earthly journey. There's another thing that I feel like I know for sure is that we're here, all of us are here for a divine purpose. We have these gifts, these divine gifts. We are a reflection of our Creator, a reflection, a microcosm of this infinite power and intelligence that created all of us, including everything you see and everything that we don't see, the universe and beyond. And I know because I feel that there's more to life than actually experiencing pain. There has to be. There's more to it. And that we have this curriculum that I believe we know about, and then somehow we forget it, or it's deep inside of us. We know what we are here to do. We know those experiences that we will have, and we have a say so, or some type of involvement of helping us to prepare for this journey. I believe, even when I think about my mother and how she transmuted that pain that she felt as a child, as well as an adult in an abusive relationship, and use those to share with her children life principles, things that I've talked about. I remember I heard something this past week, and this is really what prompted me to send something via social media. And I heard another, this, it wasn't the first time, I've heard it before. And it was stated that someone was told that the greatest revenge is success. And I sat there and I thought about it a little bit, and it brought me back to my adolescence, my teen years. Um, and one of the things I remember thinking is I did not want anger to direct my paths. I did not want that to happen. And another thing that I found out later as I started through nursing school and learned about the human body and learned about these neurotransmitters, GABA, serotonin, norepinephrine, and how melatonin, and how they play a role in regulating our body. GABA in helping us to feel relaxed, right? And a lot of the medications that we have today are often from these neurotransmitters, or act in such a way like these neurotransmitters, or affect our neurotransmitters in our body to help us feel good. When you think about antidepressants, you think about serotonin, something that we naturally have in our body. And so we have GABA that helps us to relax, this neurotransmitter. Melatonin helps us to sleep. When you think about medications, you think about, over the counter melatonin, you think about what we're trying to do in the medical field. Often what we've been doing is replicating what the body naturally does. And so I did not want hate to direct my paths, or anger. And when I think about success, the greatest revenge is success. The thing is that if you are allowing the thoughts of what someone did or didn't do direct you, fuel you, and often it's anger, resentment, and bitter, that is still, you're still carrying that baggage with you as you are succeeding. And we have seen so many success stories of people that are not happy, of people that are still talking about their childhood trauma, and not just talking about it in a way of helping others, but really still working through that. Have all this money. We know that money can't buy us happiness, right? Success can't buy us happiness. We have to heal from the inside out of those experiences that we have, to a point that we see the experience for what it is. A test. It's part of our earthly journey. And within us is the ability to transcend our experiences by transmuting the darkness that we see, and using that to turn it around and use it for love. Because I experienced this, I know what compassion is, and that's what I want to project in the world instead of bitterness. Some people say, because I experienced bitterness, I'm going to project more bitterness in the world. If you didn't have it, if I didn't have it, you're not going to have it. And instead of saying that the greatest revenge is success, I think there should not even be revenge. That there should be more focus on our lives and what we are here to do, our fulfill our divine purpose, and using our experiences to bring forth the greater good out of them. So no, I don't want to use anger to help me to achieve things in life. I'm not trying to use outside influences, drugs, alcohol, and all those other things to help me along the way, to help me numb myself, because the pain is so great because I haven't dealt with it. You can have success if you put your experiences, part of success is putting your experiences in their rightful place, using a spiritual perspective, and that this happened for a reason. And out of it, I'm going to pull the treasures, and I'm going to help bring more love, express more love in the world. Because when you think about carrying on all of this anger and frustration, guess what it leads to, right? We know there's some emotional link to diseases, chronic health diseases. Diabetes is just not sugar. Diabetes is how we feel about ourselves that keeps us not exercising, or doesn't manage our blood pressure, or not walking, or not eating healthy. There is an emotional link to many of these health conditions that we have. And often that emotional link, what I've found at over 20 some years in the healthcare profession, is related to childhood and us not dealing with the pain that we experience, us not putting it in its rightful place. So I don't think there should be revenge, because often what you'll realize when you see the heart of individuals, you'll see that it's not about you. It is their pain that they need to deal with. And it's our responsibility to give them back their pain and not take something with us as we are trying to do what we are here to do, but to give it back so they can be responsible for it. They didn't achieve their goals, then give it back to them and have them to look at that and say, is it really too late for you to achieve this? If they didn't know how, if they had people that treated them mean growing up and they're trying to project that on you, say, no, I will not stand for that. That is your pain. You need to be accountable for that. So part of this is not taking the baggage with us and leaving it where it belongs, and dealing with whatever emotions that come up within us, that rise within us. It's data. We need to look at that, examine that, and say, does this really belong to me? And is this something I want to carry with me as I live my life? Because I want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I want you to succeed at what you are here to do by having a good quality of life, and not having to deal with these other conditions that many of us are dealing with. Many of us have died from because we don't want to look at it. We just want to use it to fuel us, to get back at somebody. And the people who we're often getting back at is ourselves. That's who we're punishing when we think about revenge and letting it be our fuel for success. We're only doing more damage to ourselves, and we think we're helping others. We might be in the long run, but what are you doing to yourself when you're carrying this with you? Instead, let it go. Put it in its right perspective. Give the pain back to who it belongs to and refocus yourself on what you are here to do. This is Tamika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. We can break the cycle of pain by changing the thoughts that created it. We don't have to live a life full of revenge. We can decide to let it go and to be focused on what we are here to do and giving the pain back to who it belongs so they can address it. Because the only way pain spreads is if we take it and we continue to spread it ourselves. It's on an individual basis. And on an individual basis, we can stop it from spreading and infecting generations. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself. And as always, make this lifetime great.